As you were transitioning out of the military, like what were you thinking about doing? What were you feeling at the time? Like, were you excited? Were you nervous? And then when you ran into pursuit, like what were your initial thoughts?
When I knew I was getting out, I had a few emotions. The first one being excitement. There's a little bit of nervousness too. And I would say the third one is a state of, I want to say panic or anxiety, but it's like crap, like what am I going to do next? And I don't think I would have been as successful figuring out what I wanted to do next if it wasn't for Pursuit or finding you, us talking, and then going through Pursuit.
Do you remember like our first few conversations?
You were still at Salesforce.
Yeah. Yeah,
You were
dude.
still at Salesforce.
I was at Salesforce and like trying to build Pursuit on the side, and eventually got to a point where like this isn't gonna work. Like I gotta choose one, and obviously like I quit my cushy job at Salesforce. But honestly, dude, I'm so glad I did. I loved working with you guys. Like that first cohort, you guys are super special, and all of you guys have gone on to do like pretty cool things. Did you see Caroline just got an AE role
Yes.
or a sales role at Microsoft?
Yes. Good for, because she was CS and then moved into sales, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for her. Man. And I still remember because my first interview wasn't with Samsara, it was MongoDB. Do you remember that? It
Yeah.
probably, yeah, probably with Kara or something or
Yeah, they
Kara.
had all those SDR roles in Austin that they were trying.
Yes. And I made it all the way through. And I specifically remember December 26th, getting on a call with you the day after Christmas. Like my family is still like post Christmas vibes, and you and I are on like a personal, just like Colin at Gmail, Andrew Garcia at Gmail, like chatting through and just trying to figure it out. And I was like, man, this guy is incredible that he's like spending time like this to help me. So I was like, I'm all in.
Yeah, those were the days, man. Yeah, that was fun. All right, so we talked. You learned a little bit more about tech sales. I'm pretty sure I shared just like some high level insights and educational material on like what the career is like and what you can expect. You decided to join Pursuit as a lifetime member. And then what was it like being in the program? Like what were you expecting and what actually happened? And what do you think was like maybe the most helpful thing as a result of being a part of it?
Yeah. So I think, especially with veterans coming out, one piece that we often miss or take for granted is a sense of community. And I would say to be surrounded by like minded individuals going through the same process or part of life. And like we're all going through this together, try like leaving something that we're, I would argue, most comfortable with for the past 4 to 10 years almost to something totally different, learning as we go and like learning from each other and that sense of community and rooting for the other people to get jobs, in Pursuit, like everyone in Pursuit's like start getting jobs and just being excited for everyone. That was the part I was not expecting. Of course, when I joined, I knew I was going to get better at interviewing. I was going to learn more. I was going to gain knowledge and get better because I would apply myself. What I did not expect was the sense of the community, the growth, and that like we still stay in contact like a few years down the road from now from the time that I went through. And like I get to see the guys and gals I went through to like grow and take on new jobs. It's just been like, it's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. And that's one of my favorite parts is like, I didn't expect that either, to be honest. Like I wasn't sure. And the community has been powerful, obviously for you guys, like going through, but it's been powerful for me to see, like as the teacher, I don't know that the training would have been as impactful if it wasn't for the community, right? Like if we were just doing the same training one-on-one, it would great training, but like I don't know that you would have gotten the same results, frankly, like if it wasn't for the community and the people and going through it with others.
I don't think so. And when you see your friends or like the people you go through with succeed and then you're posting about their successes and you're liking it, it like grows outside of that like little sphere of influence. Like people that are transitioning now are like, hey, what was that program you did, a couple of years when you got out? Because like I'm looking for something, like that too. And I have no idea where to start. So it's been like, I just can't recommend it enough.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah.
What am I missing? What would you like to share that like I haven't asked you? Is there anything else that like maybe I should be thinking about as I talk to, because I've just got a call with you. I'm scheduling calls with like Jonathan, Mike Lux, Caroline.
Man, dude, blast in the past, dude. Actually,
What
I
are
do
some
see
questions I
Jonathan,
should be asking you?
Mike post. I think for one, I specifically remembered, I don't know why, just having a sense of like apprehension or reaching out or like, man, should I do this? Like, should I reach out? Like, I'm not sure what's going to really happen next. I would say that for me, when I saw the type of like people that go through this and like I saw you and I started to talk to you, like that's what got me over the hump. And I think anyone that's transitioning, of course, there's going to be, you're questioning everything that you're doing. There's going to be some standoffish. You're going to be like standoff on like, hey, I don't know if I'm ready to dive in like head first in this. But man, I just knew like after the first time we talked, it was like the green light going off in the parachute door, and I just got a good tight body position and exited the aircraft and haven't looked back since, man.
That's so awesome. I think that's all I got, man. I really appreciate you coming
dude.
on and helping with this stuff. What can I do for you? I know it's been a little while and it seems like you're like off to the races doing well, but at this stage, like how can I help you with where you're at?
I think for me, I'm always looking for, opportunities, just finding ways that like either I can give back to the community or, help other people or, I like you, I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. However, if that at some point I'm going to be called to leave that and like help others and to pour into others. And I know that eventually will come. So I might need some help along the way on like maybe following a path similar to you to be like, hey man, I know you've been like killing it and you're having fun with this, but I think it's time to, like you said, leave the cushy job at Salesforce and like do something like even more scary and to pour into others.
Yeah, I think, think about that because I'd be happy to have that discussion with you and I'd kind of give you some decision-making criteria to consider. But also like baby steps version of that is like, I've got plenty of people that could use some mentorship in the program right now. Like I'd love to hear like just like one person.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Colin, can you just pour into
like a mentee too?
At least for these next few weeks while they're like really job hunting and they need some encouragement for someone to practice like an interview with or something. Those kinds of things, if you're open to it, like I'd love to. I've got a guy in mind.
Yeah, for sure.
To introduce you to that. He was an SDR at Oracle, or is, and is like, dude, I've been an SDR for like 2 years now, and like I can't break into an AE role. And we've been helping him, and he's doing really well. He's got some opportunities going. But actually, I think you'd be perfect because you also had that role, and you were able to break out.
I mean, I'm kind of doing it, it was funny because props to Caroline because so I did some customer success at Superd and like, man, I'll tell you, I was not that great at it. Like that is demanding because usually like when you meet with people on the customer success side, the conversations are not like coming from a good, like I need to speak with customer success because it's not going well, right? So there's a lot of like, ooh, crap, I got to manage, some expectations here. And then now, I'm doing the BDR stuff or like just trying to stand up the BDR role. It's at Superd, like that kind of department, if you will. Yeah. And it's been good. And I would say like, yeah, I'm back to just prospecting again. And like, I totally get it. But at the same time, I'm also like trying to figure it out and like having fun with it. Like Matt is very much like, dude, just like, as long as you're like not waiting on me and like you're just moving forward and you're being funny and making people laugh, like I really don't care. Like it's, do what you gotta do, man.
That's awesome. Okay. All right. Well, I'll do that on Slack. Okay. I'll make the introduction. I'll introduce you. His name's Hiroshi. I'll send you. Okay. I'll actually send you his LinkedIn. Super sharp guy, workhorse, but is just like, I think he's a little discouraged right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Recently joined, where I'm going to send it to you in Slack. Recently just hasn't been able to get like very far in interview stages and stuff like that. So
interesting. Okay.
I'm realizing like I can help these guys quite a bit, but like they need other people.
In their corner. Yeah.
Like they need a different perspective. And
you are probably have so much going on now too that, because it was you and what was his name?
Eric.
Yes, you and Eric were on the call, I think, with me like the next day or like the following week. Like you guys definitely, I had like two of you guys like pouring into me, and you are probably like just don't have that capacity to offer that as much.
Eric's not even doing anything with Pursuit right now. He's running.
Oh, really?
Me. And
wow.
I have Pursuit all to myself. I've got
Okay.
some like a few people volunteering. I'm trying to be more active in like asking the OGs like yourself to come in and mentor. Andy Nowak is helping me a little bit with mentorship. I'm gonna ask. I think the model I'm gonna adopt is like I'm gonna give each of you guys like one person, and you just work with that person as you see fit. Like maybe you have a
Yeah.
weekly call with them, maybe you have a monthly
Mhm.
call, maybe you talk to them twice, and that's all they need for now. And then you check back in like 3 or 4 months. Who knows? But I think that might be the better model. Is just ask a few of you to just like really pour into some folks. So we'll see.
The last piece I think I'll leave for you that I'm just like learning with Matt too is Matt is like all in on Claude right now. I don't know if you are. He calls it Claudia, which is his girlfriend, but it's in Slack. He has it making stuff in the supered format, like recap emails, like those websites that we're sending to like prospects and like CRO. And you can just talk into it. He uses Whisper Flow and he just talks into it, and he has prompts set up that it like just spits this stuff out for him.
What kind
And
of
so
automations is he using most frequently? And then maybe what are the most impactful ones? Because I'm using AI like crazy, but I'm also learning that I'm only using like 2% of its capability.
fraction of it. Let me.
And to answer your question, I just started using Claude last week. I've been a ChatGPT guy forever, but everyone keeps talking about Claude, so I'm like, all right, let me give this thing a shot.